Hello, so I'm doing a benchmark for the Wukong game, and I'm using the latest drivers, the 24.8.1 driver, but it's hard to find on the internet if you're just looking for it on the AMD website. You gotta go to the release notes area and download it from the release notes area. And I found the release notes on Reddit. So here I'm just changing the resolution to 4K. And looking at the settings, it should be the same as the recommended settings for this game at 4K. Except for super resolution went down to 41. It should be at 50. Apply recommended settings, so it goes to 50. And then you can see it's all cinematic. Frame generation's on, FSR's on. And I'm ready for the benchmark. Just double checking. No frame cap. Good. So let's benchmark it. Now with the old drivers, I had a glitch in the beginning here. But there is no glitch right now. Seems like they improved it a little bit. And unfortunately, you can't do path tracing with this video card. And that's full ray tracing feature on. So it doesn't look as... There's some details that are going to be missing without path tracing on. Like that guy walking with a torch. You would see the torch reflection in the water with path tracing on at very high. And that's just something I noted right now. I noted in my other video as well. And there we go. I think it's pretty smooth up until now. There's been no bad glitches. And here we are coming to the end of the benchmark pretty soon. And this is with frame generation on. So that's why I'm getting 100 some frames per second. Frame generation nearly doubles the frame rate. So I must be getting almost 60 frames per second, maybe just a bit under with frame generation off. And I'll do a benchmark at 1800p with frame generation off right after this one. And as you can see, not much change for average frame rate. Before it was 107, but now it's 106. But what really changed was the minimum frame rate. It's now 85 frames per second instead of 13 frames per second on my first run with the older driver. And the maximum is 124, and 92 is the low fifth, which is the same as before. But VRAM went down. Total VRAM used with the old drivers was 10, and with the new drivers 9.4. And here are all my settings. They're cinematic, full ray tracing off. There I'm pointing at the 9.4 gigs of VRAM used. And not much else to say. It's at 50 super resolution, which is recommended for this video card. So now I'm going to test 1800p without frame generation on. So here I'll switch to 1800p, confirm. I'll turn frame generation off because I don't think I needed it. Last time I got pretty close to 60 frames per second. But ideally you want it just slightly above 60 frames per second. Here we go in the benchmark without frame generation at 1800p. I benchmarked this before with the old drivers, and we're just comparing the new drivers to the old drivers. So right now I'm getting about 59 frames per second, 55, 54 is how it goes out. There was a little bit of a glitch there. Maybe frame generation smooths the game out a little bit more. I'm not sure. Again, this is 1800p with no frame generation on, and I believe it changes super resolution automatically as you lower the resolution. It just increases super resolution, and it would be at 59 is the recommended setting at this resolution. So and we're getting to the end of the benchmark pretty soon. And I don't have motion blur on, but some things look a little bit blurry when they're moving. I don't know if that's normal or not, but that's what's happening. And my average is 63. With the old drivers, it was 64. The maximum was 77 with the old drivers, but here it gets 76, and minimum 51. They're all within margin of error. The only change is 9.4 VRAM used when it used to use 10.2 with the old drivers. So they did something. It's using less VRAM. And I'm using 24.10.37.04, which is the most recent driver that you can get. And there's my settings. Frame generation is off. And again, hardly any change in graphics speed. Even with at 4K, maybe they eliminated some glitching. But the speed did not change, and there I am at 1800p. I would play without frame generation on if I could get a consistent 60 frames per second. But 4K without frame generation on, I haven't tried it, but it'll probably be around 50 some frames per second. So here we go. The new drivers did not bring any substantial improvement other than lowering VRAM and reducing some glitches in the benchmark. I noticed less glitches in the 4K benchmark than with the previous driver. And that's about it. I hope you enjoy watching. Try the benchmark out for yourself. If you're getting completely different results, let me know. But that'll be it for now. Until next time, have a good one.